The number one question I get asked is, how much money do I need to retire? And the standard answer from financial gurus is always the same. Multiply your annual expenses by 25. That's the 4% rule. It's simple, it's famous, and it's dangerously wrong for most people. Not because the math is bad, but because your expenses today are not your expenses in retirement. Your taxes change, your healthcare costs skyrocket, your lifestyle evolves. And the 4% rule assumes you'll live exactly 30 years. But what if you live to 95? What if you retire at 50? What if the market crashes in your first year of retirement? The 4% rule doesn't account for any of this. But there is a better way, a simpler way. A way to calculate your exact financial independence number that works for any age, any spending level, and any risk tolerance. And I'm going to show you the formula today. If you stay until the end of this video, you'll learn the simple formula to calculate your exact FI number in less than 10 minutes using nothing but a calculator. I'll walk you through real examples for different ages and spending levels, show you how to adjust for taxes and healthcare, and give you a spreadsheet template you can download. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly how much you need to be financially independent and how long it will take you to get there. My name is your name, and today we're going to find your number. Let me start with a story that will reframe how you think about financial independence. A few years ago, a client named Mike came to me. He was 45, earned $120,000 a year, and had $500,000 saved. He thought he was on track for retirement at 65. We calculated his FI number using the traditional 4% rule. His annual expenses were $60,000 times 25, $1.5 million. He was only 1/3 of the way there. He felt defeated. Then I asked him, what if your expenses in retirement are lower than they are now? He thought about it. He planned to pay off his mortgage by 65. He wouldn't have commuting costs. He might downsize. His expenses could drop to $45,000. That's $1.125 million, much closer. Then I asked, what if you retire at 60 instead of 65? That gives him 15 more years of growth. He recalculated. He realized he could hit his number by 58 if he saved just a bit more. He went from hopeless to hopeful in 20 minutes. Not because he saved more, because he understood his true FI number. The financial independence number is not a magic formula. It's a personal calculation based on your expected spending, your expected lifespan, and your expected investment returns. And it's different for everyone. Let me give you the formula, then break it down piece by piece. The simple FI formula: annual expenses safe withdrawal rate, FI number. That's it. If you spend $43 of 4% fixed full withdrawal rate, FI number is in dollars. And if you use a 3.5% rate, it's about $1,143,000. If you use a 3% rate, it's $1,333,000. The debate is all about the safe withdrawal rate. The 4% rule was based on a study of 30-year retirements using historical U.S. data. It had a 95% success rate, meaning you would not run out of money in 95% of historical scenarios. But that was for a 65-year-old retiring. If you retire at 50, you need your money to last 40+ years. The safe withdrawal rate drops to 3.5%. If you retire at 40, it drops to 2.5 to 3%. So your FI number depends heavily on your target retirement age. Let me give you a table you can screenshot. Retirement age 65, 30-year horizon, 4% withdrawal rate. FI number expenses times 25, retirement age 55, 3.5% withdrawal rate. FI number expenses times 28.6, retirement age 50, 45-year horizon, 3.25% withdrawal rate. FI number expenses times 30.8, retirement age 40, 50-year horizon rate. FI number expenses times 33.3, Retirement age 30, 60-year horizon, extreme fire 2, 5% withdrawal rate. FI number expenses times 40. Now let me show you how to calculate your annual expenses in retirement, because this is where most people make mistakes. Step 1. Calculate your current annual spending. Take your monthly spending from the last 12 months. Include everything: rent, mortgage, utilities, groceries, dining out, travel, entertainment, insurance, taxes, debt payments, gifts, subscriptions, everything. If you're not tracking, use your bank statements. The average American household spends about $60,000 per year. Yours may be higher or lower. Step 2. Adjust for retirement changes. Your expenses in retirement will be different. Some will go down. No more commuting costs, no more work clothes, no more 401 contributions, FICA taxes, possibly a lower mortgage or paid-off house. Some will go up. Healthcare costs until Medicare, travel, hobbies, gifts to grandkids. And some will stay the same. Let me give you a realistic adjustment. Assume you currently spend $60,000. In retirement, you might save $5 on commuting and work expenses. You might save $10,000 on FICA taxes since you're no longer earning wages. You might have your mortgage paid off, saving $15,000 a year. That's $30,000 in savings. But you might spend an extra $5,000 on travel, $3,000 on hobbies, and $5,000 on health care until Medicare net change down $17,000. So your retirement spending might be $43,000. That's 28% lower than your current spending. Many people don't realize this. They think they need to replace 100% of their pre-retirement income. That's a myth. For most people, 70–80% is sufficient. Step 3. Account for taxes. Asterisk. This is the most overlooked factor. If your money is in a traditional 401 or IRA, every dollar you withdraw is taxed as ordinary income. If you need $40,000 after taxes, you may need to withdraw $50,000 before taxes, depending on your tax bracket. If your money is in a Roth IRA, withdrawals are tax-free. If it's in a taxable brokerage, you pay capital gains tax on the gains, but not on the principal. The simple solution is to use your after-tax spending as your target and assume a blended tax rate. For most people, a 10 to 15% effective tax rate in retirement is reasonable. So if you need $40,000 to spend, you need to withdraw about $44,000, $47,000. That increases your FI number accordingly. Use the higher number. Step 4. Add a buffer for healthcare. If you retire before age 65, you need to pay for health insurance on your own. In 2026, a mid-level ACA plan for a 55-year-old costs about $6,000 to $10,000 per year per person, depending on subsidies. If you can keep your income low, you may qualify for subsidies, but don't count on them. Add $10,000 per year per person as a conservative buffer. For a couple, that's $20,000. That's a huge expense. If you have to add $20 to your annual spending, your FI number increases by $500,000 to $700,000. That's why many early retirees move to countries with cheaper healthcare or keep working part-time for benefits. Step 5. The formula in action, real example. Asterisk, let me walk you through 3 real examples. Example 1. Jane, age 40, wants to retire at 60. She currently spends $50,000 a year. In retirement, she expects to spend $45. Susan, lower mortgage, less commuting, more travel. She has a mix of traditional and Roth accounts, so her effective tax rate is 10%. After tax spending need, $45,000. Pre-tax withdrawal needed, $45,000, $1.10, $50,000. She plans to retire at 60, so a 30-year retirement, actually life expectancy 90, so 30 years. 4% withdrawal rate. FI number $50,000 times 25, $1,250,000. She has $500,000 saved. She needs $750,000 more. She saves $30,000 a year. At 7% return, she'll hit her number in about 12 years. Age 52? Earlier than planned. Great. Example 2. Mark and Lisa, ages 35 and 33, want to retire at 50 early. They spend $80,000 a year combined. They expect to spend $70 in retirement, paid off house, less commuting, more travel and hobbies. They have a 15% effective tax rate. After-tax need, $70,000. Pre-tax withdrawal, $70,000, 0.85, $82,350. They plan to retire at 50, so a 40-year retirement to age 90. Safe withdrawal rate, 3.5%. FI number, $82,350 times 28.6, $2,355,000. They have $400,000 saved. They save $60,000 a year. At 7% return, they'll hit their number in about 17 years, age 52, a bit later than planned. They could retire at 53 or save more. Example 3, Carlos, age wants to retire at 62. He spends $40,000 a year. He expects to spend $30,000 in retirement, simple lifestyle, paid off house. He has a Roth IRA, so no taxes. After tax need, $30,000. He plans to retire at 62, so a 28-year retirement to 90. Safe withdrawal rate, 4%. FI number 30,000 times 25, $750,000. He has $600,000 saved. He saves $15,000 a year. At 5% return, more conservative, he'll hit his number in about 6 years, age 56. He can retire earlier than planned or work a few more years for a buffer. Asterisk, the 25x rule is just a starting point. Now you can see why the 25x rule is a guideline, not a law. For some people, it's too conservative. For others, it's too aggressive. The key is to adjust for your personal situation. If you have a pension or Social Security, subtract that from your spending need. If you have a paid-off house, your expenses are lower. If you have health issues, your expenses are higher. The formula is flexible. How to calculate your years to FI, the simple formula. Asterisk, once you have your FI number and your current savings, you can calculate how many years until you reach it. Use the formula. Year MT plus current times R log, 1 plus R, where R is annual return, PMT is annual savings, or use an online calculator. But here's a simple table. Assume 7% return, current saving $100,000, FI number 1,000, save $10,000, 29 years, save $20,000, 20 years, save $30,000, 15 years, save $40,000, 12 years, save $50,000 worth, 10 years. The more you save, the faster you reach FI. That's obvious. But the less obvious insight is that the first $100,000 is the hardest. After that, compounding takes over. The shockingly simple math behind early retirement. Mr. Money Mustache popularized this chart. Your savings rate determines your years to retirement, assuming you start from zero. Save 10% of your income, 51 years to retirement. Save 20%, 37 years. Save 30%, 22 years. Save 50%, 17 years. Save 60%, 12.5 years. Save 70%, 8.5 years. Save 80%, 5.5 years. The math is brutal but empowering. If you want to retire early, you need to save a high percentage of your income. There's no magic. It's just math. How to lower your FI number, the 2 levers. You have 2 levers to lower your FI number. First, reduce your expected retirement spending. Move to a lower cost of living area. Pay off your house. Downsize. Cut expensive hobbies. Every $1,000 you cut from your annual spending reduces your FI number by $25. Susan, at 4% withdrawal. That's huge. Second, increase your safe withdrawal rate by planning for a shorter retirement or using a flexible withdrawal strategy. But be careful, a 5% withdrawal rate has a much higher failure rate. The 4% rule is not a rule, it's a guideline. The creator of the 4% rule, Bill Bengen, has since updated his research. He now says that 4.5% might be safe for some people, and that the rule was never meant to be rigid. You can adjust your withdrawals based on market performance. In good years, take a little more. In bad years, take a little less. This dynamic spending approach increases your safe withdrawal rate to 4.5 to 5% without increasing risk. The Ultimate FI Spreadsheet, how to build your own. Asterisk, let me give you a simple spreadsheet you can build in 10 minutes. Open Google Sheets, create columns. A year, B age, C starting balance, D annual savings, E investment return, 57F ending balance. Row 1, year 0, your current age, your current savings, your annual savings, C1 plus D1 E1. Then drag down. You'll see your balance grow year by year. When it crosses your FI number, you're done. Play with the variables. See how saving an extra $100 a month changes your retirement age. It's addictive.
Real example, how I calculated my own FI number.
I'll share my personal numbers. At age 30, I spent $50,000 a year. I projected retirement spending of $40. Susan, lower mortgage, no commuting. I had a 10% effective tax rate, so pre-tax need $44,444. I plan to retire at 55-25-year retirement, so 4% withdrawal rate. FI number $44. 444 times 25 of 1 year 1 at 11,111. I had $150,000 saved. I saved $25,000 a year. At 7% return, I would hit my number at age 49, 6 years earlier than planned. That gave me a buffer. I'm now 40, and I'm on track. Knowing my number gave me confidence and motivation, the emotional side of FI, why the number is not enough. I have to be honest. Hitting your FI number is not the end, it's the beginning. Many people reach their number and then don't retire because they're scared, or they don't know what to do with their time, or they realize they love their job. Financial independence is about options, not necessarily quitting work. Your FI number is a tool, not a goal. Use it to give yourself the freedom to choose. Your action plan, calculate your FI number today. Here's what you need to do in the next hour. First, calculate your current annual spending. Use your bank statements from the last 12 months. Second, adjust for retirement changes. Use the list above. Write down your projected retirement spending. Third, add a tax estimate. Multiply by 1.1 to 115 for a pre-tax withdrawal estimate. Fourth, add a healthcare buffer if retiring before 65. $10,000 per person per year. Fifth, choose your safe withdrawal rate based on your target retirement age. Use the table above. Sixth, multiply your annual spending by the withdrawal rate divisor, 25, 28.6, 30.8, etc. That's your FI number. FET calculates your years to FI using a spreadsheet or online calculator. Eighth, comment below, my FI number is Kina. Tell me your number. I'll reply to the first 100 comments. If this video gave you the clarity to calculate your own path to financial independence, hit the like button. It helps others who are stuck guessing. Subscribe and turn on notifications. This is the final video in this series. But I'll be back with a new series on advanced investing strategies for high-income earners and business owners. Your FI number is not a dream. It's a math problem. Solve it. Then go live your life. I'll see you in the next series.